Two Sephiroths. It is possible the one-winged angel will be represented by two distinct perspectives, possibilities, not just four different selves that always embody separately due to the rule of one, all of whom facilitate on similar enough objectives that they never counterpose each other, even when appearing near simultaneously, but rather two Sephiroths who can be fully experienced by heroes other than Cloud, two first soldiers who have very different multiversal perspectives, that of a Genova prince or puppet, and that of someone who no longer lives as a slave to an anathema to all life and reality itself. And as a result, two one-winged angels who could find themselves at cross purposes and possibly in a high-dimensional hyperplane like the Lifestream could find themselves crossing swords. In Remake, it is very difficult to gauge the autonomy of the Sephiroth manifestations. Do they each represent free will, as AI Weiss does relative to 3D reality Weiss, as AI Sephiroth does from Destiny's Crossroads Sephiroth? However, there is one distinct bifurcation across all first soldiers in Remake, drawn along how they refer to themselves. Ore, the vernacular used after the Nibelheim incident by all Sephiroths in Remake, except for right at the end, and Watashi, his self-referenced, used before then, before Genova's apotheosis in his universal perspective. Watashi, as Sephiroth at Edge of Creation, calls himself after Harbinger, after multiversal slavery, after Genova. One Sephiroth wishes to rule everything with Genova at his side. The other knows where this leads, being trapped in a memory, a temporally reactive time-space with no effective gravity, which means no time, a dream, or a memory. The Sephiroth seen thus far, in trailer or cover art, seem to all align with omnicidal, ultimate, evil Sephiroth. How he holds aloft his sword, normal grip. This Sephiroth turns the stormy sky red and breaks people and destinies apart upon his whims. However, in the collector's edition of Rebirth, Sephiroth, the one-winged angel, holds his weapon reverse grip, just as he did in his first soldier days, back when he still thought Genova was a woman, his mother, back when he could almost be vulnerable as he's been hurt, back in a forlorn day when the whole universe bleeds. You can hear the cry of the planet when young Sephiroth's inner war dominates his perspective and pain threshold, resulting in a massacre of kids and elderly. A boy not free of Genova, but free of her all-consuming dominance of world perspective. Edge of Creation, Watashi Sephiroth, reborn. Will this mean the one-winged angel can break the rule of one embodiment for a consciousness in one timeline that no one else can so break, even if they were alive and dead, dead and alive, alive and alive, in two or more crushed together timelines? No one else can so break this rule, not even Sephiroth, except Cloud. Two Clouds have embodied in the same timeline. But this very weird exception took the death of demigods and the multiversal singularity built upon their life's blood. That there are at least two dominant perspectives of Sephiroth is certain, observing his manifestations in Remake. That two of these perspectives might find themselves at cross purposes is very possible. Ore, Watashi, Genova, freedom. Both Sephiroths could be omnicidal, evil, two irrevocably burdened with hatred and pain, and yet not allies. There is only one ultimate consciousness of Sephiroth, but the same could be said of Cloud, and there are two Clouds embodied. In virtual reality, which is a high-dimensional hyperplane, just like the Lifestream, virtual reality Sephiroth could fight 3D reality Sephiroth, but in the Lifestream and elsewhere, we shall see. The possibility of two Sephiroths crossing swords, though they should ultimately serve the same consciousness, may or may not come to pass, and it's possible that this possibility relies on choices. The world will be saved, but will you? Will you be on the world that is protected? These are very troubling questions. If there are two distinct one-winged angels with perspectives differing enough to be sword-crossing antagonistic, which Sephiroth, Ore, or Watashi has this voiced, godlike, unstoppable awareness of reality.
それもまた星が宿すもう一つの可能性。さあ新たな物語を始めようか。クラウド。